CLC is adventure.
CLC is welcoming.
CLC is rewarding.
CLC is
challenging.
It's awe-inspiring.
It's inclusive.
It's fun.
Community.
It's fantastic.
CLC is something that always gives you something to look forward to and experiences to smile back on. The experiences we have on CLC trips bring people together in a way that's like no other.
Something that's probably the most surprising when you first set out is you start to see these people who they're really strong academically and they're really driven people, but they've just never really had the opportunity to be outside. And you see these people who, maybe they read more books or they consider themselves more book smart, not really outdoorsy kind of people. And you kind of start to see that whole side of them blossom, where they'll start to want to go more and more hikes. They'll start to really try and seek out more experiences, plan out more experiences. And over the course of a year or two, you get to the situation where you have people who have never hiked before, never really been outside, never been in the wilderness, never camped. And they start to be people who are trying to push everyone's comfort zone, not just themselves. And they'll start planning trips where you're like, yeah, we'll go 5 days in the wilderness, where you're like, oh, okay. And then you can start to see that growth in people of just from someone who kind of a shut-in maybe, who a little hesitant to get outside, to someone who's just fully confident in their outdoors ability.
My favorite CLC memory was on our trip to Copper Ridge. We had just climbed to the top of Copper Ridge and it was sunset when we saw a whole bunch of clouds covering up all of Mount Suxon except for the tip of it. Then slowly as the sun set, the clouds disappeared and Mount Suxon appeared, and it was just really beautiful and it was an awesome moment.
I have learned a lot about myself through these trips, and one of the biggest things is that I really enjoy challenging myself through all these experiences and being able to connect with all the people that are on the trips with me.
My favorite thing about CLC is the community and the way everyone supports each other on every trip.
One thing I want adults to know about CLC is that we're not just a bunch of crazy teenagers having fun. We are having a lot of fun doing the things we're doing, but we're also building skills and techniques to be able to do the things that we want to in the future and really make a difference in this world.
When I first joined CLC, I'd never backpacked before. I had some hiking experience. But then slowly I did more backpacking trips, and eventually I became backcountry president, leading all the backpacking trips. And I just learned so much from CLC, and I've had so much fun on all the trips.
CLC trips have really shown me what's possible, and that crazy things that I never would have expected myself to be capable of doing are actually realistic when you put in the time and effort to understand what you're getting into, whether that be the risk or the preparation that's required. And so CLC has really been able to help me push myself and others towards really ambitious goals.
My favorite trip this summer was our San Juan's kayaking trip, because we got to take 3 kids from Consejo, which is a counseling program for at-risk youth. And these kids had never been on an outdoor trip before. And when we were driving to our location, we stopped at the Deception Pass Bridge and got out and looked, and we saw an eagle. And one of the kids looked at me and said, "I've never seen wilderness like this before." And it really touched my heart. And the ability for us to take these kids is provided because of donors like you guys and providing scholarships for these Consejo kids and underprivileged youth.